I'm Christian Abbott.
I'm Nathan Lavender.
I'm Sean Abbott.
And this is the Red Mist Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Red Mist Podcast, Season 2, Episode 23. The Travis Carter Enterprises, number 23 Ford Thunderbird, driven by Jimmy Spencer. In my favorite sponsorship colors, the Smoking Joe's Camel Cigarettes car. Remember that one, Nate?
Not off the cuff, but I do enjoy Mr. Excitement on the track.
Mr. Excitement on the track. You know what would make you even more excited? Was this car originally started the season with Hut Strickland behind the wheel. And then Hut got yanked, and Jimmy got
Hut Strickland.
And Mr. Excitement got put in.
Titles.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. Mr. Excitement got put in. This is one of my. I love this livery. They should bring this. Back. Can they bring this back? And
they should.
It had Zippo lighters on it too. That nice working in of the branding there with a cigarette and a lighter. I like that.
You know, Zippo even sponsored a few races.
Yeah, I know, but it just looks good. It looks good on the car.
Oh yeah.
All
and
right.
quick NASCAR trivia. Can you tell me how many wins Jimmy Spencer has had in his Cup career?
In his Cup career? Oh God, I don't know. How many, Nate? Two. Okay. You want to tell us where?
Daytona.
All right. Did he win the
not 500?
That was the Firecracker 400?
Yeah. And I think Talladega.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So, I think it's Stenhouse-esque.
So we got a little divergent there. Tonight's episode, we'll discuss NASCAR in wine country, Sonoma, on the road course. We'll also discuss the centenarian running of the 24 Hours du Mans, or 24 Hours of Le Mans. I thought it was an exciting race. The Twitter world and others think not, but anyways. And then we'll talk some racing news that broke post our show last week, our doubleheader last week. And then, was it a doubleheader last week? It was almost a doubleheader. We talked 2 weekends of racing, right?
Doubleheader what?
Of discussing
weekends. It was a 2 weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We're back to the normal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, all right. And then we'll look ahead to the NHKA doubleheader this weekend at Canaan, New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. Canaan Motorsports Clubs, rounds 3 and 4. Hoping that'll be dry. Knock on wood. However, before we start the show, Christian, Nate, and I would like to pass along our congratulations to your big announcement over the weekend. Care to share?
No.
Well,
congratulations.
Congratulations, Christian. I'll share.
Yeah.
Christian proposed to his girlfriend this weekend, and she accepted.
Yes,
so well done.
Thank you.
Yay. Anyways, Nate, Sonoma.
Yes, we are in wine country, and I'll tell you, this is one of my more I get a little interested in this race because it's been on the NASCAR schedule for many, many, many years. And, I was wondering, which drivers I would, kind of keep an eye on. And a couple of those drivers, one that immediately comes to mind is AJ Allmendinger, which, he's won Watkins Glen and Indy Road Course. And he's always done good at this track, but it's never sealed the deal. And he's from California, so he's always my pick when they go to Sonoma. But he just never, he's going to get a win one of these days. But I'll tell you, in the race, there really wasn't anything crazy that happened. Denny Hamlin had a spin. Yeah, that was really it. But I'm going to give a quick shout out to Tyler Reddick because I guess he had a puncture and he was just slowing down a lot, and he made a really clever move because he passed the pits already. So he just waited until the whole field went by and then took a long right to go to the entry of pit road and just threw the service there. Now, mind you, it was like he already passed pit road, and that's his, I guess, one other shot to maybe save as much time as possible. But he ended up not really being a factor at the end of the race. I'll tell you,
he wasn't a factor in the race, period. He finished 33rd.
No, but he's a road course ace. I'm going to give him that because he's won Road America.
Indy Lalley's a road course ace, and he finished 35th.
And Tyler Reddick won COTA this year. And look at this. I mean, those are two completely different road courses. And I don't know.
How are they different?
How are they different?
They
both
go
have left
and
turns
rights,
and they both go right.
And they got hills.
Yeah. They brake, they excel.
Different layout, like just longer straights.
Well, every track has a different layout. Even circle tracks have
Yeah.
a different layout. I mean,
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Hey,
Yeah,
I mean,
tell me the difference between
really?
Chicagoland and
Tyler-
Kansas Speedway. No
I
kidding.
mean, I
okay.
like Tyler Reddick, but I mean, he finished 33rd.
Yeah.
What was,
he had a puncture at the end,
his
okay?
post-race tweet? We did really well today. Finished 33rd. I mean,
No, it's just
If only they had 100 more laps,
Yeah.
they could have gotten it,
yeah. If this only went 24 hours, I would have finished first.
yeah.
Anyways,
Hey,
let's.
Anyway, guess
this,
who won? I'm just going off the list of who didn't win.
I thought the amazing thing was there was only one crash.
That's what you were amazed of. I love this no stages at road course.
I know, but
Yes.
it was one crash, and it was Denny Hamlin on a straightaway.
Which,
Yeah.
I can't explain that one.
I can't either. I mean, it looked like it hurt because he went from one side to the other. I mean, that didn't look fun, but.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't driver's side, so it's okay.
But I mean, this race really came down to two drivers.
Yeah. Which I mean, Martin Truex Jr.
And Kyle Busch.
You know, he's no stranger to this course. He's already. I think this is his fourth victory at this track.
It's number 2 of the season.
Number 2 of the season, but he's
on
a sleeper
fire
at this track. Oh yeah, and he's doing. I mean, the season he had last year was just he was nowhere, and he wasn't getting a win anywhere in the schedule, and now he has 2. So I mean, look, you know, obviously something clicked, and all this momentum is just being carried on Martin Truex Jr. So I think, you know, there's really something to be said about that come the championship rounds. You know, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with come this championship.
Yep. I mean, the Dinger did finish 6th, so that was good.
Someone else who called
Ryan Preece, who ran the ARCA race, who won the ARCA race on Friday, finished 13th. Beat Bad Brad.
I mean, really? Are you gonna like? I don't know. Harvick did the same thing. I think either last year or the year before.
Harvick finished 11th.
Yeah, which I mean,
Oh, there you go.
he's not much of a road course pick, but he does show up sometimes.
No, I mean it was uneventful race. I mean, which was good because usually Sonoma they're usually in the tire barriers and everything. So, it was clean.
Yeah.
Probably because there was no stages.
Probably.
More races without the stage stopping.
See, there you go. Because it was. I think it was.
If the stages make you feel better, keep them and award the points, but do not stop the race. I like the strategy.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just the thing. Because I mean, you at least have something you're trying to figure out during the race. Like, is there going to be caution? It's still up in the air, and then after such happens, like, where do you map yourself out to the end of the race?
Right.
So
Well,
it's
even,
great.
Even when the one caution did come out, it screwed some people out of the race.
Yeah.
But that's racing, to me. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just
That's true. And look, I mean, Martin Truex Jr. was and Kyle Busch were like really they were the two fastest cars.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're looking at it, and like I think you said it earlier, Christian. These are true results in this race. It's not staged. No pun intended.
Right. No, if you want to get stage points, then run your race to optimize getting that. But then there's people that want to win the race because they have actual pace, so they won't necessarily placate to winning a stage. They want to play to winning the race, and there's a different strategy to do that, which is fine. If you want to play a different points game throughout the season, I don't have a problem with that. But that's just in terms of like, if you are one that doesn't care about the stages, as myself, I like to see how someone will win the race, because ultimately, if and especially in NASCAR, if the win is what means everything, you could botch every other race, but if you win one, you're in the playoffs for this championship that I still don't understand. But that's I would much rather see strategies be played out that way than just have a yellow be thrown every quarter of the race.
Yeah. Third, whatever. Doesn't matter.
However it comes out.
All right. So Truex wins. Busch is second. Nate's second favorite driver, Joey Logano, is third.
Not true.
Chris Buescher,
Mm-hmm.
once again in the top 10. Chase Elliott, welcome back from suspension.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Fifth place. The Dinger, followed by another former road racer, Michael McDowell. Nice run in the Loves car. Loves Ford. Larson, eighth.
Yeah, he showed up.
Yep, the bookend to the Buescher Bell team. Christopher Bell was ninth. I mean, these two. I want to add up how many top 10 finishes those two have combined. It's like crazy. And then the Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain, everybody's favorite. Well, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
Nate's all-time fave, Bad Brad, was 16th.
See,
There you go.
Sweet 16, baby.
Sweet 16.
he's in the chase right now. So
The one thing,
and Chris Buescher.
the one thing I would have liked to seen more of was the Ty Gibbs Austin Dillon purse fight.
Oh my god,
That would have been fun.
that would have been epic.
Because like the question is whether Grandpa Joe and Grandpa Richard would get involved in that.
I think they would slap each other.
Yeah, I just wanted to see that because I mean, anyways,
Yeah, right. I know, I wanna see it too.
nepotism at its finest in NASCAR. Anyways, all right. This I will say, this did mercifully bring an end to Fox's coverage of NASCAR.
I think they're done too.
God.
Mike Joy's just like, oh, finally.
Between the goofy cartoon character driver,
I know.
picture things.
That's on like every
NBC
sports.
doesn't. They don't.
No, it's on everyone.
Stop
It's
that.
everywhere.
It's just dumb.
Because
dumb.
it came from all the professional sports that it looks like that, especially the NBA. Like
Like
that's
does Fox just do it on everything they cover?
Yeah, they're just like little comic books.
Yeah, comic book. It's just dumb. Anyways.
it's like you have the technology to actually show their
How about
real
just
face.
just do old school ESPN? Just put the headshot in the guy's name. I mean,
Yeah.
Seriously.
I know.
Can we just go back to those days?
You know what I do miss is the rolling standings.
Yeah,
across
the rolling
top.
stands. I also want to know why now have the pit stop reporters stopped wearing pit stop like fireproof gear? Like when did that end?
Where are they in pit lane?
They're in the pit lane, but they used to all be in their fire suits,
Right.
But now they're not. I don't even think they're in an IndyCar. Well, maybe in an IndyCar they are.
Well, Sean, if you're looking for a best example of how I think like Fox did the starting grid, you need to look up the 2005 Daytona 500 starting grid.
I'll look
just
that up.
watch that.
All right.
It's
okay.
It's perfect.
I'm just kind of.
That's what they should base their.
Yeah. I mean, the The only thing I'm going to miss, no Tony Stewart the rest of the season.
I know.
That's what I'm going to miss.
Well, SRX season is coming up, so.
Yeah, but that's not, I mean, on TV. I like having smoke in the booth. It's fun.
No, I know.
Anyway, so that mercifully is over. Thank God. Anyways. So we're on to NBC. All right. Next week, we're off to Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the second race in Nashville since Nashville returned to the calendar?
Is this the Super Speedway or is this
The Nashville
Fairgrounds?
Super Speedway.
Super Speedway.
No, I know. Dale
Yeah.
Jr. wants the fairgrounds back.
I made a mistake because I went to the wrong track in iRacing one time.
Oh, that's fun. Did you
Because
win?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, that's next week. So good on that. All right. Just quick peek at the standings. Look at this. Truex just on a roll. Leads the point standings, and he's in. Byron,
Right.
Byron with 3 wins is in. In third, Blaney, thankfully, has a win. He's in third. Chastain without a win. Harvick without a win. Kyle Busch has 3 wins. He's in sixth. Christopher Bell has 1. Denny has 1. Logano has 1. And Larson has 2. So right now we only have 2 guys in the top 10 without wins. And then outside of the top 10 we have Tyler Reddick with 1. Stenhouse has 1.
Yep, and that's 12 drivers.
That's 12
in this total.
We are
4 drivers.
Yeah.
5 points. That's really insane. Oh man, it's gonna get wild.
How many
It
qualified?
really is.
16?
16.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. All right.
Yeah. So hey, that's 4 more different winners.
All right.
How many more races are left in the season?
I don't know.
You're not keeping track, Sean? Oh.
No, I'm not keeping track. I mean, all I know is the next road course race is
When
Indy.
do playoffs typically start, Nate?
Nate, what's the cutoff race?
Daytona.
Oh, in August?
Yeah.
They don't do the July 4th race, right?
No, they changed it. They want the last race, the cutoff race to be just.
July
mind-blowing.
4th, it was always Daytona.
It was perfect. Yeah. They, they should do.
Is it like 200? No,
400
miles.
They had to correct the before. They should. No, Sean. Here it is.
Look.
You should have just had Daytona in July and the Brickyard 400. Bring it back.
Yeah. Have the cutoff race. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Oh, I'm fine, Nate. I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't care if they do 2 weekends at Indianapolis. They do the road course one weekend and they do the 400 the final race. I mean, that's fine with me. Huh?
Okay. I just want the Brickyard 400 back.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. You know. You know what? Maybe next year it will, because this Chicago race is. That's gonna be.
It's not gonna happen.
We need to watch that. We have to have
a.
a viewing party for that.
Oh my
What
God.
weekend is that?
I don't know. I don't have the schedule up. I couldn't wait to get out of the schedule.
I'll look it up.
All right.
Continue.
Anyways,
So, anyway,
Nate, 100%
I mean,
agree with your thoughts there. I think the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the 400 should be the cutoff race. I agree, 100%.
yeah, they had it right before, and then they just.
Yeah.
I don't know who made this decision.
Yeah,
like Daytona cutoff race, like, and let alone road course over oval, which I'm like still trying to figure out.
Jesus, I feel like I'm smoking a Camel cigarette right now.
Oh my God.
Anyways, all right. So, there we go. All right, let's move on to the granddaddy of them all. Oh, sorry. Go right ahead.
The Chicago Street Course is July 4th weekend.
Oh no.
So, July 2nd.
100 laps, and it's 100 laps, Sean.
5:30 Eastern.
The only thing exciting about that is Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG's driving.
He's gonna steal that win.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyways, you know what? I give him probably
He's
the
gonna
best.
give NASCAR the finger.
I give him the best shot out of all the Trackhouse guys, the Project 91 guys.
Yeah.
Only because this thing's very close to an Aussie supercar,
Yeah, and it's a street circuit.
and it's a street
it's
circuit.
right.
the new-
It's right in his wheelhouse.
I say, are the new ones closer?
Oh yeah,
Or
these
was it
no
more
the
of a
new ones. The new ones. The new ones
Okay,
they
not-
have a very he may take to this more than he does to the new one.
Yeah,
than the new what?
New Aussie car.
new supercars.
Supercar.
Okay.
I think this one's a little more drivable.
The next gen.
The NASCAR car.
The next gen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So anyways.
So coming
right.
up, Sean.
So off we go. We get in the plane. We arrive in Paris. We take the SVC down to Le Mans. We arrive at this train station, and here we are. I'm 100% raced out from last week. What?
We couldn't take the trains last time we went.
They were on strike.
Yeah.
We were afraid they were me on strike, so that's why we drove.
Sorry.
Yeah, just had to. Oh my god.
That's the one.
I can't imagine that.
That's the only problem going to France. It's like you never know when they're going to go on strike.
Sorry.
Don't you remember sitting in the cafe and the protest came up the street? It was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Centenary race. It lived up. I'll say this. It lived up to everything I expected. I am 100% raced out between watching coverage of. I shouldn't say watching coverage, but listening to coverage from the practice day, the test day the weekend before, and then picking up with race viewing coverage on Wednesday, Thursday, and then
Friday off.
support races on Friday.
Oh yes. That's right.
So that was fun. The only thing I didn't see was the Porsche Cup and Ferrari race, but I don't know 100% if those were on. Have to find them somewhere. They're probably somewhere. But the Le Mans Cup race was good. But I'm raced out. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, I watched a lot of it, and it was just. I'll tell you what, this Le Mans was for the ages.
Yeah, I
Had everything.
certainly did.
I
Certainly did. I mean, I was
all
not
sorts of plot twists.
not surprised by Ferrari getting pole. They've been quick all season.
Well, especially after the BOP adjustment.
Oh yeah, that was kind of. I didn't. It wasn't. I was. That was.
It definitely screwed Toyota.
It definitely screwed Toyota.
So and I'm not. I wasn't when Ferrari got the pole by the amount it did. I wasn't really worried all that much because when race time has come, the past couple races, Toyota walks them on race pace.
Yeah.
So I figured Toyota would at least be in the hunt, and they pretty much were, but they were pushing the entire time.
Yeah, they were pushing.
So
we'll get to that. I overall thought that was, I thought the hyperpole that lives up to it. Watching that qualifying session.
Yeah.
Then the qualifying session, which is there's 3 practices on Wednesday, right? Yes. There's yes. No. Yes, because Thursday night is hyperpole. Thursday's the hyperpole. So there's FP1, then there's qualifying, then there's FP2. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought the setup for it was great. I mean, we had 8 cars from each class competing for the top, right?
6.
6 cars? I thought it was 8. All right.
Either way.
Anyways, I thought that I like that.
Yeah.
It's every man for himself out there. Basically, you got 15 minutes to get it done, and it's guys are putting it on there. Caddy unfortunately had the fire.
Yeah.
So that
Bourdais was in the yellow car.
So that was kind of a bummer.
That was a 3 car.
That was a 3 car, yeah. So that was kind of a bummer. But again, not surprised that Ferrari got pole. I thought they've been quick all year. So again, not surprising there. Corvette once again overcomes an issue in FP1. Gets the car out, and they qualify it and stick it in hyperpole.
Yep.
And in hyperpole, they put it on the pole.
Yeah.
In the last factory race for Corvette as a factory team.
For Le Mans.
Yes.
They're still finishing the season out, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The only factory effort, quasi factory effort,
Yeah.
will be in America. All right. So LMP2 was all over the place. That was crazy. And, in the infinite eyes of the FIA, we're doing away with the LMP2 class.
For WEC.
Right.
Not for Le Mans.
Yes, for Le Mans. It's gone.
No.
Yes, it's gone.
They said they had 15 slots reserved for
Did they?
LMP2.
Are you sure about that?
I read that
Okay.
in the article.
All right. We will, as they say in the Ferrari, as they say on the Ferrari pit box, we are checking. I'm less thrilled about GTE going away. I'm not psyched about GT3 coming in. That you think unfortunately with the rain this year, you think this was a crash fest? GT3 guys, ugh, Jesus. Anyways, that should be fun for next year. But so we got to see a fantastic qualifying session. Some teams had the Aston Martin team, they had a brutal session. They didn't get on the track until TF Sport didn't get the car on track until Friday. No, they didn't go on. Was there? No, there wasn't a warm up. They warmed it up on. I think it was FP. The final practice session Thursday night was when they finally got on track.
Motorsports.com.
Oh.
LMP2 class axed by WEC for 2024, but will stay at Le Mans.
Okay, all right. So the IMSA guys have a place to go.
There's
there you go.
there's IMSA, European Le Mans, and Asian Le Mans series.
yeah.
So there's still the LMP2 car is the top class in each of those series except for IMSA. But for European Le Mans and Asian Le Mans series,
Yeah,
it is a top class. And there's plenty of people that are still running in that, which that makes sense,
Right.
to keep that. So
Yeah, I'm just disappointed. It's kind of
for a WEC race, it lowers the car count significantly.
Oh yeah.
So I don't
know. I mean, I know there's 4 more teams coming.
The only thing that I'm cautious. No, I shouldn't say cautious. That I'm hopeful for is that because they're supposed to introduce this hydrogen class in the coming years. So and it sounds like 2026.
Yeah.
So depending on how many cars get entered in for that class, you can up the car count that way and fill it. But
it's like you think how many cars are going to be in that class?
Well, so right now, I think there's less than a handful right now because I know Toyota unveiled their car, and then I know that there's this other group called Mission 24 that's been.
No, that's just a demonstration.
They've just been doing demonstrations with it. So so they're not actually running.
The
Toyota car is the only one.
Yeah,
that's
the Toyota car will be a combustion engine running with a hydrogen system, whereas the Mission 24 car is completely hydrogen.
Okay,
that's why
I gotcha.
There's Toyota brought out when they did the demo runs, they brought out the hydrogen, the Mission 24 car went out. You couldn't hear it. The Toyota ran a prototype of it wasn't a prototype car. It was like a Toyota Corolla or something that they had over in Japan. No, it's something that's run in Japan. What the heck? It's running some series over there. And the fuel system's hydrogen, but the combustion engine makes a noise. So it was interesting.
Well, I mean, hydrogen power cars make it sound.
I know, but the Mission 24 car there's no sound system to it. There's no sound to it. So there's a difference. They explained it. So, anyways, so so that a lot of changes coming out of this season, out of the race. The race itself, once it got going, it was going. It was on. It was amazing to see the number of cars or manufacturers in the top 5.
Yeah.
throughout the first part of the race. Usually, the only one, Van Wall fell back. Glickenhaus was hung around.
They were playing the reliability
Yeah,
game.
they were doing their usual,
Which is
fine.
fine,
That's fine. They just don't have a hyper system on the car, so
Right.
It's not that they're not having a hybrid system doesn't disqualify them.
No.
Give them a disadvantage because the whole class is BOP'd.
Right.
So they're just not quick.
yeah, they're not super quick, but they hold their own.
Right.
Sometimes.
Well, they did this weekend.
They almost won Monza last year.
Yeah, and they honestly they held their own this year at Le Mans, and they finished. Every year they've entered Le Mans, they finished. Both cars have finished
In the top 10 in a class that last year I think was less than 10 cars.
and they finished. But both cars finished. I don't really care. I mean, you finish the race, you finish the race.
I understand where you're coming from, Christian, but my whole thing is I'm really happy they finished because that's more of a an accomplishment in itself.
Hey, I give Toyota all the props of sticking around when no one was running. So Glickenhaus gets all the props for coming in and running against Toyota and having none of the resources that Toyota had. So good on both of them. I just was amazed at how that planned out. But the thing, I think what got me was obviously the weather.
Right.
Caught a lot of other drivers off guard too.
Certainly did.
Yeah. A Ferrari of sorts. The GTP.
Right.
Or
And that
GTE car.
then it led to the whole safety car slow zone thing. I'm all for the slow zones. I just think that what they should do is if you have slow zones, kind of like the instance where the Cadillac got rear-ended by the Ferrari. That was kind of like somebody didn't realize it was not the Cadillac, but the Ferrari guy didn't realize it was it was a back-to-back slow zone. So when he came to where the slow zone one ended, he went right into the back of the Cadillac. Well, the Cadillac was doing the right thing. Bourdais was doing the right thing because it was another slow zone. So I don't know what happened. Somehow that's got to be a little more. I think it has to be better communicated to the teams to remind the drivers that there's back-to-back.
Well, right, and I agree with you because I'll say there was another one. The other one took out the other Toyota, the 7 Toyota.
Yeah.
For that very reason, I think.
I think having two slow zones close to one another, like it was with the Cadillac and the Ferrari, you should just make it one big slow zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if it's a short distance to the next one, just make it a slow zone and just be done with it.
It just seemed like it just was odd. I felt bad because it really kind of put the Cadillac behind.
But I mean to me, this series has always been really good about all the cautions and just procedures of how they follow everything.
Le Mans is a tough track to do.
Yeah.
Safety cars at just by length.
Yeah.
It's not a 3.5, 4 mile track, which standard Grand Prix tracks are, which WEC runs on typically. So that's a little difficult. But they tried the safety car procedure. It was painfully slow.
And it was different than what I interpreted it when I was reading it back.
But the intent of it was to avoid the car. There's been over the years there have been cars caught out for no reason of their own. Just how the safety cars rule out. A couple of years ago it was Corvette.
Yeah.
You never make the time back up.
No.
And honestly, I think there should have just been a procedure where you just funnel up and catch. Had they not had that split safety car and that the Corvette just raced to catch the back of the pack, it would have been fine.
The painful thing about this 3 safety car thing is if you under what it used to be was if you pit, you have to wait until the next safety car queue comes around. So if you pit but the other guy doesn't, it's an immediate gap. Right. Yes, the guy ahead would have to pit later, but it's still you're still losing out.
So I get again props to FIA and AOC for
ACO
for doing this because they tried. All right. Obviously, and you pointed this out. After about what they did 3 of those.
Yeah, they did 3 of them in a row
in that first part of the race. It was, you were rightly pointed out. You noticed they didn't do any the rest of the way,
right? For some incidents that arguably were worse than what they were before.
It was painfully slow to take.
Yeah.
That. So I think the slow zone might be the best thing.
Well, and even the Wheeling Cadillac, they went down 6 laps at the start of the race, and when the second caution came around, if you did the math out about how long each of those cautions took up in the race, they would have needed a caution like every hour,
right,
for them to even make it up. Make up that time. From the procedure, which I don't mind cars getting a lap back.
No,
because it keeps them in the game, but I think in general, moving forward, just one safety car.
One safety car, and I think what you
and then you do two pass-bys.
Yeah.
So the first time it's open for prototypes, and then the second time it's open for GT cars, and that will shuffle the cars back in the order. And if you choose not to pit, you choose not to pit.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. So I mean, I get it. People were complaining. I think the reason a lot of people are complaining, I don't think a lot of people that typically watch the 24 Hours Le Mans historically were watching. I think they were new to this. I think that's just my opinion.
Well, it's the same. It's the same thing with F1 right now.
So there was a lot of hype around it, so people watched it. I think a lot of hype. I think on the U.S. side, I think a lot of the hype was because of the Garage 56 car.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Which was it's
very cool project.
Great project, fun to see it out there racing, but it wasn't racing for position, so I don't know what people expected. I mean, basically, this was a 24-hour demonstration run.
Yeah.
So
but again,
but people like tune. I know, but you see people tuning in, and they're like, "Well, I hope they clean their clock." I'm like, "Who cares? I mean, they can do whatever they want." Yeah. I mean, as it was, they got lessened They lessened up their BOP. I mean,
I think at one point they basically just told them to
go
for it.
Yeah.
Go as fast as you could.
I don't know what they thought. I don't know what they thought. Like this was like some team showing up with a Featherlight trailer, and
I know. Yeah.
I mean,
you asked Hendrick of all teams to go.
Well, it was Hendrick, IMSA, and NASCAR.
Yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't like you just pulled a random shot to go.
And it wasn't like you had 3 gentlemen drivers in the car. You had JJ, you had Rockefeller, and you had Buntman. So I mean,
don't forget driver coach Rodney Sandstone.
Was he there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But I thought that was a welcome addition to the field. I thought that was outstanding. Mm-hmm. I mean, it did what it did. It friggin' made noise, which is great.
Oh yeah.
I'll get to something I want to propose at the end, but the rest of just the race itself, it was just surviving the rain.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for a lot of the GTE cars. They got taken out.
Yeah, there was, what was it
there was the United Autosport guy. The United Autosport car took out the Proton Porsche. Guy dropped the wheel off to the right and came across the track. And
I remember waking up in the morning and someone was like, "Man, they're like not showing anything of the GT cars." And I was like, "Yeah, like where is the shots of all these?" And then they do finally pan to it, and then it pulled up the list, and I was like, and by that time half the field was retired. I'm like, well, that's why no GT cars are being shown because no one's out running.
So now they're rolling up. And watching the highlights of the race, there was quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
What happened was there was so much attrition.
Yes.
I think by the time they got halfway through the race, they were down to less than half the field in GTEs. So, that's the way it goes. But they were pinballed off the track, a bunch of them, by LMP2 cars. So, pretty rough stuff there. I don't. There's a lot of stick going around about Porsche not showing so well. I mean, it's their first time back.
Plus,
sure, but
Plus
you have Penske.
No.
Whoever's saying that is obviously not watching IMSA.
Right.
Because if you have been watching IMSA, you would have known.
Or they've
had a ton of mileage of testing, but then when they rock up to the race, they're not anywhere close.
Daytona 24. They were
no
worse than BMW.
And Doug, I know they won a race, but they were not the pace front runners.
Right.
They didn't set the pace at all.
Yeah, and so, I think I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of stuff with Porsche is driver inflicted.
Yeah.
So I really think there really needs to be a hard look at the guys that are driving those cars.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason Matt Campbell didn't drive.
Mm-hmm.
He was not selected.
Yeah.
I mean, he's crashed a couple cars and
it's not he's not slow.
He's not slow, but
yeah.
There's a very low. I'll tell you, Nick Tandy's.
Mm-hmm.
He's on by the hook of his. Well, in my opinion, he's on by the skin of his teeth. The Penske has a low. If you look at Penske Indy cars, right. The one thing you don't see them doing, I mean, we saw Newgarden at Birmingham crash a car. That's the first time I ever saw him have a problem. McLaughlin and Grosjean, it's a race. I think McLaughlin probably should have realized Grosjean was past him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But the stuff you see happens maybe, is once in a while. But a lot of these guys that drive the Porsches, outside of, and I'm not singling out because he's the lone American. Well, he's the American on the WEC team. But Dane Cameron, all these other guys, they're all. It's Lauder's on the team, right? Yes. So you take Lauder and Cameron out. A lot of these guys came from the GTE ranks.
Well, didn't Bamber drive the?
He did
919.
No, but Bamber's driving the Cadillac.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Tandy,
he switched camps.
Tandy has prototype experience.
Yes, he does.
But my thing with Tandy is he's had a couple boo-boos this year.
Yeah.
Matt Campbell had a couple boo-boos. Whatever happened at Sebring in the end of the race there, I think that kind of sealed it if he was involved. But he also put the thing off in the first session in practice there. Well, so I think a lot of that comes into play is these drivers, these guys, like in a GTE car, you go at it. You can bang and bump, but these things...
It's a bit more forgiving, but not that you want to be doing that.
Right. Now, the guys that came up on the Ferrari side, Collado and Periguidi, who got paired with Giovinazzi, they ran in GTE. But I will say this, they're pretty clean.
Yeah.
So you got to lose that whole mindset. There's a whole different strategy to drive in a... honestly, if Ricky Taylor was still at Penske... and you had him and Cameron, it'd probably be a lot different story, at least in one of the cars. Yeah. Just my opinion on that. Even if you had Helio and Montoya there too. Mm-hmm. I mean, they all know there's a very low tolerance for mistakes with Penske. So I'll be curious to see if there's some driver changes at the end of the year. Very curious. Mm-hmm. I thought the Jota guys did a great job just getting the car, first off, onto the, went from Spa to here. They led for a portion, and then unfortunately their rookie driver had an off on the in lap, which sucked. Yeah. But not saying that car would have won, but it showed pace.
Yes. Yeah. For a team with limited time with the car.
What that tells me is that the Porsche is very compliant for a customer based team.
Yeah. Which Porsche's very good at doing.
We'll see that with JDC. As they kind of ramp up their program, as well as Proton when they come over with their car. So that's bodes well for the customer stuff. I'd love to see that. Cadillac, I thought equated them
outside of the wheel engineering car.
Yeah, again, they
were fine.
Question why they started that person.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what I was pretty happy with was, looking at the end result, great for Cadillac getting on the podium. But I would even say the yellow Cadillac just ran into bad luck after bad luck after bad luck.
But I'm just questioning the wheeling car.
Yeah, more so the wheeling car. I mean, that first lap incident, if that
Just
was
make it through the first lap.
if that was the only incident, sure. I mean, for the first lap, that there was that, and then the LMP2 car that had the off. But then the rain itself, there were a lot of professionals looking like amateurs.
Yeah.
And it's not to take anything away from these guys, because I know that they're trying to push it, but like, you gotta survive. Like this is, and I know one end of the track can be completely different than the other.
If you go back to the days when and it was great because I saw interviews with Jackie X and Derek Bell, and I've seen interviews with Hurley Hayward, Hans Stuck over the time, and all the greats that have raced there said, when it rains, you gotta go to a whole different mindset. Mm-hmm. I know these guys think it's a 24-hour sprint now.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But it is, but it isn't.
But it isn't.
You got to pick and choose your battles.
You got to pick and choose your battles. So
you got to know your strengths.
Just hey, just felt that I thought Porsche. I just think there was some bad luck, but I mean, there was definitely some driver issues there. I thought in terms of driver errors, things like that. I was very impressed with Cadillac.
Yep.
Turns out they had an oiling problem on the number 2 car, which set them back cumulatively. It set them back time, but again, I mean, this is the first year. Toyota didn't knock it out of the ballpark their first year when they joined everybody.
God. No, it took Toyota.
I mean,
5 years, I think.
Yeah, and I mean Audi. They were bashing it out with Peugeot and yeah. I mean, all these are all, it's all cyclical and it's all a cycle. But let's get to year 2. The team, like, I'm kind of next year. I'm really interested to see who might do well, even though they didn't run there this year, but they have a car that's running. It's BMW.
Yeah. I would like to see it get worked out if Acura can bring it over as a Honda.
Right.
That would be very cool, but I know that's a stretch.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the reason that Wayne Taylor and Andretti got together. So I think that helps. But yes, I mean, it'd be great to see Acura or Honda or whatever they want to.
I know they do have to fit the car for WC because when they were talking to Cadillac, or sorry.
There's some differences between the Caddy over there and the Caddy here,
and it's more so electronics, right? Just because of all the sensors that they have.
Also, they run a different tire compound over in the back.
Yep.
So, So I mean, from that perspective,
which is really odd to me. Like
I know.
They're both. Michelin.
Everybody thought that was. Everyone still thinks that's odd, but anyways.
I know it's isn't there a hard and soft tire as well?
Yeah, but they have all that stuff,
but the WEC compound's different from the IMSA compound.
Yeah, so
I understand that.
I thought it would have been the same compound.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. I don't really understand. That's something that you really probably have to dig into to find out. But I mean, again, the end of the day, it was Ferrari, Toyota, Cadillac. I mean. You got to go back to maybe Porsche. I don't know if it was Porsche, Toyota, and Audi or whatever, but I mean, it's been a long time since there were marks up there that
Yeah.
At one and Glickenhaus finished 6th and 7th. So
at one point, the top 8 had 6 different manufacturers.
6 different, yeah. So I mean, that's from my perspective. That's what I want to see.
It's incredible.
It was just for me. It was just. Watching the race and taking it in it was great. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, I just think the bad thing was not being there, but but
at a sold out event.
It was a sold out event. But I will say this: I think a lot of people need to kind of take a reset when they watch endurance racing, and understand what they're watching.
I think a lot of people need a reset.
A 24-hour race.
Yeah. I think a lot of people need to understand what racing actually is.
Right.
Because you're seeing this in F1 too.
Right.
Where a lot of the new fans come in and they like more or less their first season of watching it is Verstappen and Hamilton going right to the bitter end.
Yeah.
That never, ever happens.
Right.
That's why it was so special.
Yeah, it was.
Whereas what racing typically is one car that is dominant, runs away, more or less.
Yeah.
And then
So
unless
when you're
catastrophic happens, then another team comes in.
When you're watching this race, yeah, it looked like friggin' Mario Kart with all the cars going off because of the rain and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, again, that's just the nature of the race right now. These guys are going, they're going on, they're lead footing it. I mean, they're pedal to the metal every 5 minutes. But there's a reason they're not showing other cars because there was nothing left.
Yeah.
I mean, when the cars are spread, and plus the cars get spread out, so the GTE cars get spread out.
Right.
It's a little tough. What are you gonna do? Well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna focus on 10 minutes of Ben or Nick or both of the Nicks driving the Corvette around the track? I mean, I'd rather watch Jimmy Johnson, in car, with the Camaro.
I mean, they definitely could have done with a little bit more TV time on the Garage 56 car while it was running.
Now,
because if you didn't know how much it would have running, that's fine.
I don't know what feed you guys watch. I watched the World feed. The only thing I found annoying was when they did the dropouts to go to the pit lane, and there wasn't really a lot of live reporting from the pit lane, which is what you would get with the Radio Le Mans guys. I don't know what was going on in Eurosport. That's a whole nother thing over there with Eurosport. They're using even though they revamped the announcing crew and stuff. I mean, in the past it's been complete trash over there. I mean, but I'm just thankful. I enjoy the announcers on the World feed much more than I do on the Eurosport side. The thing that I didn't like, and I think it was I can't speak for the Eurosport side, was I didn't like the live reporting from the pit lane. There wasn't any.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that because honestly, that would have been the reason I went to. I probably would have put the Radio Le Mans feed on.
There was actually, I will say this: there was live reporting. I put that in quotation marks because
it was like
the staged interview.
Yeah, it was a staged interview.
And there were 2 times that I was watching that there was the battle for the lead.
Yeah,
and they cut to that interview and you went to the
pit stop or
they went to the double box and they put the race in the smaller
From
one.
what I heard, that was going on in Eurosport
too. And I'm like, this is the one time that you have a battle.
Yeah.
And you're not focusing on it because you have to do that. Or there's a radio transmission, but you deafen the radio transmission because of the interview.
Because the end of the race, so I had to leave to go do something. I caught the end of the race on Radio Le Mans, and because they have the guys in the pits, when Ferrari came in and didn't start, it was pretty cool because they were you felt like you were right there. So that aspect, I think that's where Radio Le Mans has everybody beat. I just the WEC race crew is perfectly fine. I don't the staged interview crap needs to go.
Yeah,
I mean I get it, but it's like I really don't care. I just don't care. Put that in. Honestly, put that in a 5-minute segment somewhere. But it was just every 5 minutes. It's like, hi, we're talking to so and so from Goodyear Tires. Great.
I know. I was just like, can you just shut up?
Yeah. Now, I did think when they got the behind the scene tours and some of the paddock in the teams, I thought that was kind of cool. But again, they need to do a better job of picking when they're doing that stuff.
That stuff would be great filler for the nighttime. I would think.
Or once every 2 hours, put something in.
Okay, yeah.
So people can go get like a sandwich or take a break if you're doing the session. So anyways, we had Ferrari, Toyota, and Cadillac. In LMP2, we had Inter Europol win, and now that's a team that's come from LMP3, LMP2 in the European Le Mans Series and the Asia Le Mans Series to the WEC Series, and they got their first win in WEC in LMP2. So, and they are not like when you look at WRT, United Autosports, Jota, they and Alpine. These guys are like one tier below them. So that was fantastic. The kicker there was Fabio Scherer. Nate, what happened to Fabio?
Didn't he get his foot run over?
By what car?
Like Corvette of sorts.
Yes. So he basically drove the race, I think, with a broken foot. That was amazing.
And he talked about how he switched his braking technique. Instead of braking with just his foot, it was more so with his whole leg.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh
Very
my
cool. But
gosh.
congrats to those guys. That's a great story. Nate tried to get our team Interpol Inter-Europol liaison from Florida on, but was he at the Trump courthouse today?
No, I don't know. I don't think it was in Miami or anything. But
Anyways,
that's like close quarters.
close quarter. Then we had WRT with Robert Kubica.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He came in second.
he came in second. So
It was a good day for
A
Poland.
1-2. Yeah, a 1-2 for Poland.
it's
really.
Matt, right?
I mean,
Matt.
Matt is so he's definitely on some Polish hangover
Mm-hmm.
right now, because the Polish team finished first and the Polish driver finished second.
Yep.
Oh yeah, his dad must be like going bananas,
yeah, but
which is cool. That's awesome.
Talking to Matt about it, he
Yeah,
it's,
no,
it's
it
obviously
was
super cool.
Right, it was great.
You know?
Yeah, it was great when we had him on, and that was awesome from Sebring. And then we had the Duquesne team finishing third with Neil Yanni in his last ride before he moves on to Proton Porsche team in hypercar. In LMP, hold on, trying to find it here.
Oh, the Pro-Am class.
Am.
Yeah,
Pro-Am,
they,
yeah.
they didn't list it.
Colin Brown.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Oh, no, they didn't list it. Anyways, CrowdStrike Racing, George Kurtz, James Allen, Algarve Pro, right there, sorry. They finished 10th in class, but they picked up the Pro-Am win, and also with Colin Brown. So congrats to George and James and Colin. That's pretty cool. All right, and then let's move to America.
What, Garage 56?
No. This is the swan song for the factory Corvette at Le Mans
Yeah.
in GTE, not GT3 but GTE. All right, so they picked up their 9th win in a come from behind fashion, having fallen behind by 2 laps early in the race due to a damper issue and then a incorrect pit stop procedure issued by the ACO and their pit marshals. The typical Pratt and Miller fought their way back, and they ended up winning. And congrats to Ben, Nick Katzberg,
Nicky Katzberg.
and
Yep.
Nick Verone. And Nick Verone gets, I think, driver of the day. He did a mega stint during the rain to kind of get the car back, and so it was well done by them. We had the ORT by TF Sport team finished second, and GR Racing finished third. So, unfortunately, the Iron Dames, they just they had to talk about. I thought they had the lead, and then they just sort of fell away from them, which was too bad. So, I was kind of hoping for a Corvette Iron Dames battle. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but congrats to Corvette. That brings down the curtain.
Yeah.
They still got
the
rest of the WEC races with the GTE car, but it's a clinch. It's a fait accompli next race next month.
I was gonna say, yeah.
They're 4 points. They could have, if the Iron Danes had finished 3 spots lower, I think it would have been over. That's what it was. I mean, Unfortunately, which is funny because I don't think we're 3 races in or 4 races in.
4 in. Yeah.
4 in. So out of, I don't know, whatever. But
Because
basically,
Corvette's finished first, second, first.
yeah. So they've got 3 wins and 1 second. Now all they really need to do is rock up, take the green flag, and finish the race.
Yeah.
And they will.
But knowing them, they will.
No, they don't
go for the sweep.
They will go for the sweep. So congrats to them. So that's well done. Let's talk Garage 56. I'm just gonna say well done. This thing lived up to everything I had hoped it would. I really would like this. This is what this class here, or this car. This is what I think GTE should be, or GT should be.
You mean GT1?
Yeah, this is what that GT class of Le Mans and WEC. This is what it should be. All right, big, loud
GT1.
I don't care if it's a Porsche. I mean, a Porsche's not going to sound this way. An Aston definitely could sound this way.
I mean,
this is a full bore race car.
This is what like the hypercar class to me should have looked like.
Okay,
because
fine.
I envisioned that this LMDH, LMH, or the new prototype class of what they brought out, they were supposed to have look more like the manufacturer or their car's top of the line car, but they have some aspects, but not really. I mean, like you look at a Toyota and the Ferrari, like they're complete prototypes. Like that doesn't look anything like what any of the road cars do. Which is fine. I don't think a prototype car should necessarily look like the manufacturer car, because that is, you want to put a brand up there and you want to run whatever it is to go as fast as you can. That's fine. But what I liked about GT1 back in the day was that's what you took the basis of your top road car and you just added a ton of downforce, you added a bunch of other advancements on the car from a design point, and you took you worked off that base model, and it still somewhat looks like it, but just a very amped up version of it, which is exactly what this NASCAR did compared to what it actually looks like when it runs in the series. It was completely beefed up and tuned up in that.
And what this took me back to was more of the Group 5 IMSA GTX series back in the 80s, set, from like say 1976 to 1983 when the prototype cars showed up. So you had the Porsche 935s, you had the Chevy Monzas, you had the outlandish Mustangs and the Greenwood Corvettes and stuff like that. And the same things ran at Le Mans. So amongst some prototypes that ran there that were small manufacturer prototypes, but those 935s, like there were derivations that were wild.
Yeah.
You had the Kramer cars, the K3s. You had the JLP cars, which were K3s, but they were modified even more. Yeah. You had the Aiken cars, which were the same way. You had the John Fitzpatrick cars. I mean, Andile put out a Porsche of their own, So, I mean, it was crazy, like the derivations. But this is really kind of, I saw that car as a kind of silhouette, and I really enjoyed that. It was awesome that, people were just getting jacked about the noise and stuff.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where I'd like to see that GT class, but I mean, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the GT3 platform coming on board, just to up the car count more so, because if you want to go in this cost-effective nature of it, that's fine. I don't mind that, especially with the hypercar moving somewhat in that direction too.
My biggest fear is once the factories kind of scale back some of their efforts and everything. Hopefully, allegedly these factories have to be putting customer cars out. Allegedly.
I don't think the hypercars need to be.
The Porsche.
But they're an LMDH car.
I know,
by
but
definition.
I think Ferrari wants to do customer car.
If they do, that's.
I mean,
that's fine.
Toyota.
I don't
that's
see
the
doing
only.
customer
That's the only way
cars.
this is going to succeed is if these hypercars, whether LMDH or the hypercar, they become customer cars. That's the only way this is going to survive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're all going to be back over here in the States running in IMSA because IMSA is a customer car count friendly environment, and that's what it is. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. See where we go.
The only thing I will say is if they continue with this customer brand line, I still want to see a
factory team.
I want to see pro drivers.
Yeah,
you don't have to be a factory team by definition.
No.
But I want to see
But
in the
Group C days, you had the factory Porsche team, the Rothmans cars,
correct,
and then you had the privateers.
Right, which again is fine, but the privateers would put in
pro drivers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't want to see this. Like the GTE AM class. I don't like the definition of it because it means you have to put in a lowered skilled driver. I want to see the best of the best drive these cars.
Well, I don't really care if you have a gentleman driver that wants to get out there and mix it up. I don't really care as long. But he's going to put a pro guy in there because
and it's not. I'm not ripping on the AM drivers. If you want to drive. That's
I get
totally
it,
fine.
But the guys, if this goes customer based, the only way those cars exist is wealthy gentlemen, and that's what happened in IMSA.
Right.
So I mean,
it will definitely turn me off. That's my thing.
You're gonna have to get used to it because I can guarantee these factories aren't going to be.
No, that's fine. I mean, I might be of the minority, but that's going to turn me off.
All right. So that I think that kind of wraps up Le Mans in itself. Some takeaways. Maybe next year, TV production might get a little bit better. Hopefully, the uneducated will be educated. Let's put it that way. Less hoopla.
No.
So
no, I mean, just look at F1 over the past 3 years. It's not going to happen.
Anyways, just people pay attention to what you're watching and read up.
When does this race get over, Sean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Why are they racing in the rain? All right. So let's just move quickly to some racing news. A couple things came out of. Well, Christian already touched on one. Was the Toyota with their proposal for the hydrogen car, combustion car, which is a pretty cool idea. Ford unveiled its GT3 car.
Well, they've already unveiled it, but
it was officially unveiled.
Yeah, with the nice paint job. But
it looked nice. I liked it.
It sounds nice.
Yep. Fortunately,
I think the Ford Performance logo looks really kind of.
Fortunately,
yucky.
It won't be a factory effort.
Right.
Because if it was a factory effort, Ford would only be there for 2 years and then pull out. Unlike Corvette. So that'll be an interesting battle. Corvette, Ford.
Yeah.
I think that'll be nice back here in the States. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
On the IndyCar front, after we signed off, we awoke to the news that Connor Daly is out of a ride.
Yeah.
A lot of noise about that, in particular because Connor brought Todd Alt and Bitnile to Ed Carpenter Racing. I'm not going to get into what's going on behind the scenes, but I listened to several IndyCar affiliated, I shouldn't say affiliated, but IndyCar related podcasts. And there sounds like there was some friction developing within the team. Driver not giving feedback back, team asking more of the driver, and there was just a lot of, I think there was a falling out somewhere along the line, and you can't have that. Everyone's got to be on the same page. I feel bad. I do want to see Connor succeed. I mean, he came up at the same time with Jay New. They both raced in karts. They both raced lower formulas together. They raced in F3 together. They raced in Indy Lights together, and they put some ding-dong battles on. So, I just don't know if Connor gets back to IndyCar here. Now, what broke on Monday was that he got signed by the Dreyer Reinbold team to run their Nitro Cross car. So does that lead to possibly be running with Dreyer Reinbold next year in the 500, or possibly maybe some more races? In terms of oval races, probably yes. Yeah. So I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say I kind of saw it coming, but he kind of did with his performances. That's just my version on it. But I really think, if you're a Carpenter, you're kind of thinking, well, how am I going to get good results here? Because, I mean, Rinus VeeKay, don't get me wrong, I know he's maybe the benchmark, but
He's been in the same. I'll be honest with you. All three of them have been in the same boat this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But
I know.
I think come Indy 500, like you see Rinus VK consistently doing well there.
But come race time in the Indy 500, Connor does really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, hands down. I mean, he'll
so,
lead the race.
I mean, obviously, this is just there was stuff brewing behind the scenes then.
Yeah.
And it couldn't have been just this year. It probably could have lapsed from last year. I don't know. I mean, if you go in the chats and on some of the articles and you read down enough, there's stuff you see, and it's like, I don't know how much of this you believe or not, but there was stuff on some of the better IndyCar related podcasts out there about some of the noise. So, I think I think it's the team and driver fell apart. So bad break, time came up, they broke up.
Mm-hmm.
But RHR.
Yep. Captain America.
So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, you can't. I mean, I'm not questioning.
Not a bad sign.
No, it's not bad. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I honestly, what I think should have happened with this team is RHR should have been in for those races. Who's their third driver? Like, who fills in during when Ed's not running, or are they just a 2-car team?
They're just a 2-car.
See, they should have they should have had him in. They should have had him doing the road courses, and then one-off them during the 500 because I think he's definitely going to bring something to the team. I don't think you're going to see it. It's going to be hard to say you'll see it this weekend, but who knows?
Yeah.
But it's so funny. Like, I think it was the same day or the day following. Linus Lundqvist, I think, had a testing with Ed Carpenter. So it's about to think maybe that was going to be the guy. And then all of a sudden,
no, I think
RHR is signed.
I don't think because they definitely needed to benchmark the cars for the rest of the season. So, anyways, so that's that. NASCAR news. Welcome to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, to the Grand Prix course. Kumi Kobayashi.
Yes.
He'll be driving for 23 XII.
2311.
I like to call it 23 whatever. Anyways.
Okay. But anyway,
Team MJ. Team MJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. So, very excited there. That'll be fun.
I'm really curious to see how well he does. I think he'll really show up, I think.
Yeah. I think that's a plus. And also in other driver related news, James Hinchcliffe makes his return to racing.
Yeah.
At Watkins Glen.
Going to be buzzing around.
In an MX-5.
Yeah. That's coming up later this month.
And two of the Christian and I will be there. We'll report live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so that was exciting news. I don't think that's about other than Lewis Hamilton. We're checking. Don't know what's going on with the contract there. I can't find anything on this George Russell signing.
I don't know.
Anyways, apparently he re-upped.
We'll see when F1 returns this weekend.
Think Crofty will have news on it?
I don't know.
Probably.
Is Kravitz back this weekend?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't watch that broadcast.
Well, I might not be watching F1 TV either this weekend because I might be watching Danny Rick and Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that actor? Yeah.
This is going to be fabulous. I think I might tune in and watch it. Either that or I'm going to tape it.
Mm-hmm.
This I'm like kind of jacked about.
Yeah.
The grandstand with Daniel Ricciardo and Will Arnett. I love it. The Vegas one will be good. But that should be fun.
Canada, we get a first taste.
Yeah, we get a taste. So could be rainy up there.
It's looking that way.
Yes,
So.
it's 50-50.
Which is good. It keeps the smog down, forest fires down to a
Although
minimum.
for Road America, for IndyCar, it looks like it's going to be sunny and dry.
Sunny and dry. Excellent.
Sean, aren't you glad that's the case?
Boom. Got it. Yeah. Wow. Nate.
NYC what I did there.
Yes, I see.
All right.
Anyways.
Enough.
All right. So, Red Mist Racing will be back on track this weekend. Contending rounds 3 and 4 will be in our World Formula Light class and our Rotax Senior class.
Tag senior.
So,
Yeah.
see how it goes.
See how it goes. Doubleheader weekend.
Doubleheader.
Go get him. Good luck to you, sir.
Go get him, Tiger.
Hopefully it stays a little bit more dry
Yes.
this weekend.
Anyways.
That'd be nice.
That would be fantastic. Fortunately, the last time was only one day. This will suck if it's 2 days.
Yeah, it's not. I don't have a problem racing in the rain. That's fine. It's more so just like afterwards. It's just dealing with the wet.
Packing up, and then the other thing is chase and tail when it's not dry and you don't want to go out because you know it's going to rain.
Right,
It's
yeah.
just, God.
It's a game.
Anyways, all right. So on that news and bombshell. Oh, wait.
Top
wait.
predictions for Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Sean,
Yeah.
come on.
Found it.
all right.
Sorry.
Racing predictions for this weekend. We got Canada, and then we got Road America.
Just pick the winner for Road America.
Yes, yeah. We'll all right. Top 3 in the dark horse for F1 as usual.
Okay.
Christian, I got some inside information that Sean picked Lance Stroll.
Yes.
Sean,
Yeah.
I don't know what
Well,
that's all about. but-
he's got a car this year, so maybe.
No. I'm going to go. I know this is going to be a shock. I'm going to go Verstappen. I'm going to go Sainz. I'm going to go Hamilton. I'm going to go Norris.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I gotta say, I think it's all right. I think it's just gonna be simplified here. It's gonna be Verstappen, Alonso, and Carlos Sainz. And my dark horse is gonna be Nico Hulkenberg again.
Oh, like it.
All right. I have also picked Max, which means that's now the curse on him.
Curse
so
on him.
We'll
So-
see if he can do
We'll
it.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh, Canada.
And then I just, like you did, I have Lewis and Sainz, but I have Lewis second, Sainz third. And
Gotcha.
then my dark horse is Ocon. So,
Nice.
But I will say, I'm
not going to be shocked if Alonso's on the podium.
no. What I was
No,
gonna
but
what I was
Mercedes
getting
has a pace.
at
Well,
what I was getting at is
I don't think this track is really a Mercedes track. I'm just going the fact that Lewis is good at this track.
what I'm
Yeah. Well,
what
you
I'm
gotta
going
start
for
with-
is I know nobody would want to see it from a I guess a fan perspective
What?
because it'd be boring if Red Bull won every race.
I
But
know.
I would like to see that done because that hasn't been done.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
okay.
At
think it's
this
gonna
point,
happen.
at this point, they've done it. I know reliability will probably play into one of the races because
Yeah.
it's not like every message that Max comes over the radio is all fine and dandy. Like he brings up problems that they're managing once in a while, and he's brought up problems in the past, and they have ended up having problems. So there seems to clearly be an issue. I don't know if it's from Max's driving, or if it is just a Red Bull inherent issue of what they're trying to solve. But they do tend to have gearbox problems more than anything when something goes wrong. So it'll be interesting to see if they run into any more issues down the line. But so far, they haven't had any other than just qualifying mishaps. But we'll see from there. All right. Road America. I'm going with Rossi, going to take the win.
Damn you.
And very,
Yeah, we'll see.
very unlikely that it will happen. But this is why it's my dark horse. I'll go with RHR. Who knows?
All right. I like that. Nate?
All right. Well, for race winner, I've picked Felix Rosenquist,
Ooh.
and I'm going to have my dark horse be. It's not really. I know. I guess Romain Grosjean.
Romain.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
I know it's like dark horse, but not really.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Marcus Ericsson.
Okay.
Oh,
And my dark horse is going to be...
Santino?
No.
Santino.
We are checking.
Armstrong?
Malukas.
Lucas. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well,
Well,
those are the picks.
Picks are in.
We will see what they pick.
Locked and loaded.
We'll see what gets drawn.
And we look forward to speaking to everyone next week.
good night.
Thank you guys for listening to the Red Mist Podcast, hosted by Christian Abbott, Sean Abbott, and Nathan Lavin. It's produced by Christian Abbott, and music is by Alex Wart and Harrison Tate.